All right, today we're heading to the arid landscapes of Mexico to uncover the story of a brand new plant species. And this isn't just any plant, it's one that's full of contradictions, with a name that honors a really deep cultural history. So let's dive in.
This is how the botanists who discovered it described it. And it's just a perfect poetic way to start, right? It sets the scene for a plant that seems to hide in plain sight, a tiny, dark star just waiting to be found.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this discovery, first we have to understand where it all happened. We're talking about the high deserts of central Mexico.
This right here is the Queretano-Hidalguense arid zone. It's this rugged, sprawling southern piece of the Great Chihuahuan Desert. I mean, think vast canyons, rocky soil. It's a tough, resilient kind of place, an ecosystem that really knows how to keep its secrets.
And then, hidden inside that enormous landscape is this. This is our star. A tiny, dark, star-shaped flower. So small and unassuming you could easily miss it completely. The contrast is just incredible, isn't it? A little miniature marvel in this massive, massive world.
Now, finding a new species here might sound like a 1 in a million shot, but this region is actually a huge biological hotspot. Let's kind of zoom out for a second and see why that is. So our little star belongs to a plant family called Apocynaceae, and it turns out Mexico is basically the global capital for this family of plants. We're talking over 400 different species already on the books. Scientists are constantly finding new ones, which is exactly why researchers were exploring this specific area in the first place.
The landscape here is just defined by these incredible plants that are adapted for dry conditions. You've got these tall, almost candelabra-like cacti, the myrtillo cactus, and then these huge, round barrel cacti called echinocactus. They're really the giants of this ecosystem.
And living among them is that super diverse Apocynaceae family. I mean, you can find everything from shrubs with these tiny yellow flowers to others with these huge, gorgeous white flowers that are probably pollinated by moths, and even climbers with these big, striking green blossoms. It's into this rich, varied family that our newcomer arrives.
So let's get formally introduced to this new species, and we can talk a little about why it was so darn hard to find in the first place.
Meet Matalea ojidipanta. It's not a giant cactus. It's not some big, showy shrub. Nope. It's a delicate, thin, climbing vine. It actually prefers to just weave itself into low bushes, often no more than, say, 40 centimeters high, which makes it incredibly easy to overlook.
And what's really fascinating is where it chooses to grow. It's not hiding deep in some pristine, untouched wilderness. It's actually really tough. It tolerates being disturbed, growing along roadsides, and even on house fences. It's this resilient little plant that's been hiding right under our noses this whole time.
Okay, this is where the story gets really, really interesting. For such a small, unassuming little plant, its flower is bizarrely complex and just full of contradictions. First off, its smell. Or maybe I should say, it smells. Plural. Researchers found it releases two completely different scents at different times. One is described as sweet, kind of like a slightly fermented watermelon. The other is just unpleasant. Why? We honestly don't know yet.
And get this, despite its delicate size, a single small plant can produce a shocking number of flowers all at once. We're talking about 100 of these dark, star-like blooms on a plant that might be less than half a meter long.
But the real showstopper is right at the heart of the flower. It's called the gynostagium. These are the fused reproductive parts, and they form this absolutely amazing, intricate geometric structure colored this deep red to purple. It's like a hidden jewel box of complexity. So all of this, the dark color, the sheer number of flowers, those weird competing scents, it all points to a pollination strategy. But what is it? So far, researchers have seen very few visitors. The only one they've spotted is this fly from the Sarcophagidae family, but they never actually saw it carrying any pollen. So the plant's most important partnership remains a total mystery. Now, we get to what is probably my favorite part of this whole story, because when it came time to actually name this new species, the scientists decided to look beyond botany and into the deep human history of the land itself. You see, this desert is the ancestral home of the Aromí indigenous people. And recognizing this, the researchers decided the plant's official scientific name just had to be a tribute to them and their culture. They looked to the Aromí language, specifically to the word Ojadzapo. This name, which they found in historical documents, refers to a deity, specifically the deity of herbs or god of the hill.
So they combined Ojedapo with antha, which means flower, and they created the name Matalea ojatapantha, the flower of the deity of herbs. It's just a beautiful, powerful name that forever connects this amazing little plant to the land and to its people.
So, as with any great discovery, right, finding the plant and giving it a name isn't the end of the story, not by a long shot. In a lot of ways, it's really just the beginning. And there is still so much we don't know. Its complete geographic range? Still a puzzle. Citizen scientists have actually reported seeing it as far away as Oaxaca and Tamaulipas. Its precise classification might still change as we learn more. And of course, that central mystery, how it gets pollinated, remains completely unsolved.
You know, the story of Matalea ojatapantha is just a perfect reminder that our world is still so full of secrets. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a flower, literally named for a god, could hide for this long in plain sight, what other wonders are still out there, just waiting for us to look a little bit closer?